September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Hello everyone, my name is Evil Spear, and welcome back! More Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. What is this incredibly overpowering sweating scent? It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it? Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. No, that's not quite it. Oh, too bad, but it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Thanks! I'll treasure it always. Those two seem to be getting along rather well. Oh, here, I got something else for you. Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy. Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe? Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was going to get in trouble. But then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy... Ick! I know he didn't kill Daddy. Don't cry, Faraday. Faraday won't be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. Okay. Oh, it's the mystery from before, and the lady, too. I think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being. I'm not involved in this investigation, so it'd be for the best. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. I'm related to the investigation. Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You're going like this in the middle of a crime scene, and now you let a child run free? Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? No, I have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking for. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna look somewhere else now, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Yes, what is it? I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy, I mean. Well, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this. In the absence of the perfect piece of testimony, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. But she wandered off while I was pondering. Alright. Oh. She spilled some of it. Going for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just so happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. So you can hold on to this bottle without fail? Ugh. Why can't you be honest about her once? That all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. I should have a few other things I wish to acquire. Here in the room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct. I made a call to the precinct to get the big lug down here. Other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end here. Ooh. Are you going to? Alright. The honest truth behind the KG8 incident. Faraday, you and I, if you already know, the three of us, well, the KG8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trial of the smuggling ring. A smuggling case involving one of the Amano group's secrecies. That trial was just a front. A facade. Yeah. But the case became tainted. Because all because the witnesses were going to testify that the ties to the smuggling ring were killed. CCU was killed. And then the secretary secretly was arrested. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin DeVere. Well, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyways. Laura was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. The boss man of the Amano group can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. Little did he know. What's he trying to do? What's he trying to do? Trying to call out a guy? I suppose it wouldn't be quite difficult. It would be quite difficult to acquittal after he confessed. The man who killed CC, Manny Kogchen, was a completely different person. If I remember correctly, heard that Mr. Faraday was an important piece of stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was all mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, CC, I was supposed to protect them both. You did mention that as well. How Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I was who I was supposed to protect, I fell into their trap. Kind of trap. The holes in this jacket are a testament to this trap. You mean you were fired upon? You were shot at many times through one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident. See, couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. That's when she came to the courtroom with the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. When you first met you. It was only on the day the KG incident was handed down. Yes. Faraday and we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, I only had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would be punishment enough. I suppose not. You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again. After that, she's seen her many times over. Yep. Faraday and I, even after the KG incident had to come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases, but it was no use. We cracked so many different cases, but not that one. But the results was always the same. Couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? In the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as a defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rill this time for the same reason. And to think of it, you did say something to the same effect. I, BU, have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG incident. For that, you have not single... don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Earl was to be his lawyer. I had no intentions of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. Doesn't matter what her reason is. She's still helping criminals. So naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how... How dare you insult the daughter of Long Karma? Just like us, Yield has... she had lit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it. You two are still too young. One day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Relation to Faraday. So what about your relation to Mr. Faraday? You seem to know Kay very well. I met him. He was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since... And Kay, have known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. You two have made no progress at all in the Yadagrazi case? Do we touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yadagrazi than me and Faraday. That's why I called upon myself to testify in today's trial. To prove that Mr. Rill was not the real Yadagrazi. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusations, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation, but I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to that statement that meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into Yadagrasu is necessary. I think Faraday was the Yadagrasu, wasn't he? Because you claim to know. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? KG8 incident said this second KG8 incident. Both these cases are tied to a smuggling ring, but in both cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring, there's one point they differ, the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Real claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real one. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be at least odd? Mr. Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel, cold-blooded killer, we're gonna have to learn more about the Yatagarasu. I will help you solve the case. I mean, if it will help, I will help you solve the case. And I'll tell you the real reason why we never caught the Yatagarasu. That's what's a sudden outburst for. You almost made me whip you by accident. And then, no! So accidentally whip me anyways. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of target objects. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see, so those are the Yatagarasu's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape. Never tries to draw anyone's attention. It would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Ro wasn't the real Yatagarasu anyways. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's the difference about what's the difference about this time? Was that evidence related to the smuggling ring sent to police? And the sender was nothing other than the one who infiltrated the base. Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Till now, the Yatagarasu... Oh, shit, hold on. I unplugged my headphones then. Alright, I guess I gotta use... Now the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time... Ow. Was something only Faraday and I and a select few know about. In that case, can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? Oh, that's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And guess what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at it. This article! The Yatagarasu haunts embassy. What card is it? Stolen. But when we question... A phony! Oh. Thank you. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that his honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it is like to stand at the witness stand. I now know I have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimonies. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisco, there is no need to further depress him. I'm only trying to help, Miles. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was transferred to me. Yeah. Your Honor, the evidence? Your Honor! Oh! Yes. Can I help you? I'd collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. And I would expect that she is busy with the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. And in case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the experience that was used in the murders, and also please go ahead and use them in the investigation into your case. Case of evidence. These two men. Alright, let's find out, shall we? I see, thank you very much. I will go and confirm they are all here to and accounted for. Oh. Ow. The Edgeworth. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Anything else other than knife? Of what you do? Here?
Take that!
No. No.
Take that!
The key?
Take that!
Oh. Was. Oh, there's a knife. I want to turn off autoplay. Oh! Oh. Can I flick it down? Oh. Oh, I see! I see! Oh, sorry. There you go. Hmm. Who else could have known? Maybe Verde himself. Faraday, sorry. Maybe someone didn't. Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of evidence. A prosecutorial video. Prosecutorial video. Here we go. Back to the crime scene. Oh, hey, Lane. But who is he with? Isn't he Lane? Or am I fucking that up? What a dick. Hope I never have to run into him again. What's that all about? Who was that me just now? Sorry. Pop. Sorry. Does he even... I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want? Kids. Looks like you're paying attention after all. Oh, you were paying attention. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. Might use you for this thumbnail. Yeah, knew it. Oh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another. I'm gonna kill you to help us out even a tiny bit in our investigation. I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That helped enough, don't you think? Please, we are asking for just a little bit more of your cooperation. Oh, push me, kid. Did you know this existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. My job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. Let me ask you something. Do you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday is in this Yatagarasu key, or one and the same? What? That's impossible. It looks like he didn't know after all. The piece of evidence we call the Yatagarasu key is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use the Yatagarasu key to prove that Mr. Real was not the real Yatagarasu. Is that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea it was, in fact, a knife. I have to admit, neither of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. Given that this key is what you were searching for? Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. Promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me. Alright, but it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened, nothing will change. Detective Bad, may you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same, and this is the last time I'm going to do it. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. Time to treat me at the case. Hey, Dale. You want to come up? Okay. I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. Heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. And then, when we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2. Sounds like the exact same story he told us before. Indeed, however, I feel like we have yet to draw out all the information we can. That have to do with KG. On what exactly what you were discussing with you? Trivial stuff. It's nothing important. That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. Hold it! And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard that the sound of a gunshot. We knew it came from somewhere nearby. How did you know that it was a gunshot? In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know. It's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. But given the circumstances, the only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Faraday. That's why I ran out into the hallway right away and headed for where he was. Hold it! Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway? Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? Well, I saw Gumshoe. It was after I heard a gunshot. After seeing him, then change the fact he still could have done the deed. It sounds exactly like what Detective Bat told us before. However, there's something in particular we should be asking. Why did you choose lobby number 1? Because lobby number 2 was taken? Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. Well, I mean...
Hold it!
Till you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. Gunshot detected by was really... A balloon popped.
Objection!
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding. Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon. Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. There in the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So, what about the balloon? Wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What the fuck are you getting at? This fragment was just found in the hallway, right? In front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh. So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh? On top of that, the honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial reconvened. It means that his honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. While you were in defendant lobby number 2, you were in lobby, lobby number 1. You get what I mean. You were close enough to hear the balloon pop. So? What do you mean, so? Well... He's like, oh, so? What? Don't give me a so. We just proved that there's a flaw in your testimony. The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet, naive cackling. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Don't you ever stop to think why the walls of the place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. What is that supposed to mean? The doors and walls are super thick, and the window panes are double layered. Top it all off, even the curtains are made of some special sound-absorbing material. You mean... Oh, you mean since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound? No. That's not what he was going to say. Wait! So that means that scruffy-faced testimony is still completely useless? If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any signs of struggle. Urgh. That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now did you get it, kids? Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the one finding flaws in his logic, not the other way around. The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon. Exactly. If that's the case, how exactly did you use the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. Guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means what exactly, Miles? And what does it boil down to? How the fuck were you able to hear that but not hear... There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot and theoretically couldn't have. Looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again. Wait, it can't be... Oh, she spilt it so the windows were open. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows, and yet the fragments... Of course, incomparable things can move freely through... Yeah, it's a sound. Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of a barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the window was open, jig would be up. And since the windows in both the defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains the sound of the gunshot could be heard in both locations. The missing piece of evidence is a video, and that shows the moment in which Mr. Real killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when I've played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it has disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the created for me is a gunshot sound that nobody should have been able to hear in the first place. Well, what have you been thinking about? Well, we didn't time, and let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look. Where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. Sounds like the beginning of, let me actually find it. Hold on. But the... Oh, this should be about right. No, wrong one. Yeah, here. Okay, hold on. Sounds like the beginning of this song by Godsmack. Just... Like, it sounds like a way more muffled version of it. Sorry. This should be about right. Now let's see. This is it. I mean, this is footage of shooting the embassy staff member. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, were here all along. This sound. What's the meaning of this? Appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the... With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind the double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out then? Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and throw where they heard it. Alright, fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced. If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room, that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser. That's true, the courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing as it were. However, that happened in reality was, Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, Miss You, all three of them heard the gunshot, while the windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally the people in those locations could have heard it. But then why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we could draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. The murder weapon. Killer wanted to manipulate our thoughts regarding the murder weapon. Miles, we already know that murder weapons are genuine. The forensic scientists have already proven that. It would appear that I made a miscalculation. Oh, the time of events. Yeah. When the crime took place. The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death. We're dead. They use a gun in a surveillance video to do so. So that's why the tape was left running. You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video? Which means that the murder really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. Must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on duty, someone who has no alibi for that time period, and planned this crime out in advance. Person is surreal. Hell yeah. Ow! Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, what is it? Oh, by the way, the Godsmack song is called, Speak. She says that she has identified the murder, but she wants you to clarify. Looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I'll be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. Hear that the time has come to uncover the truth. And that'll be next time on Detroit Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Thank you all for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.